Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic and a Blobs puzzle today, so we're guaranteed some fun. Blob said if you want some line drawing fun, give this a try. We've done a pinball puzzle a bit like it on the channel before. Simon did it, I think, and I think it was pretty hard. So we'll see what happens today. I will do the rules. There are plenty of rules. I'll do them in a moment. Don't forget that, of course, our monthly reward is Extra Bite by Skunkworks. 68 puzzles. They're all 5x5. Real interesting challenge. Some of them quicker than many puzzles you'll see on the channel, but in total, across the whole piece, they'll take a while. And they're great fun, all by different constructors and all great fun. That's on Patreon, along with our connections videos and crossword videos. So have a look there. We've also, of course, got many other things going on, like our apps, which feature line Sudoku and Fog of War Sudoku. This is not fog in this. That's just a grey outline. And, of course, The Worms by Michael Lefkowitz and Fistemafel, amongst others. So do check those out. Other links under the video include Sven's Sudoku pad, the catalogue of all our puzzles, our website, the Discord server, many things. How to get in touch with us. Check it all out. But first of all, let's have a look at the first link under the video is where you can play this puzzle, and you can read the rules in it, but I'm going to do them now. Normal Sudoku rules apply. 1 to 9 will go in every row, column, I can't do a column, and 3x3 box. Digits in cages don't repeat, and they sum to the digit in the corner, so 29 in those 4, no repeats. 4 pinballs start at the top of the grid, trace a path around the table, and finish at the bottom of the grid. The number of cells visited by each path, including start and end cells, is given in the associated end cell. Each ball may move sideways or downwards, diagonally or straight, any number of times, but may not move upwards on its journey. Balls may not enter any cell more than once. Balls may not enter a grey shaded cell or a bumper cell, which is a given digit. So they can't go off the edges here. That's why these are sort of demarking the pinball table. And they can't go into the bumper cells. Each ball must visit both of the target cages, shaded yellow, on the way. No path shares any cells. No path shares any cells. Okay. And while they may cross other paths diagonally, no path crosses itself. So there's no shared cells and no path crosses itself. Box borders divide the blue path from there to there into segments with the same sum. Adjacent digits on the green path, you've guessed this, must differ by at least 5. And digits along the red path must be 5 or higher. That's an unusual rule for red, and there's no rule for orange. So it's not a difference of 4 or anything. Okay, though the extra ball is the name of the puzzle. I suppose orange is the extra ball that doesn't have rules. Anyway, and it's also, of course, a term in pinball. I say, of course, as if I'd ever played the game. Simon has extensively, I have not really. Let's have a go at this. I don't know, this is going to be a tough one. Let's get cracking. Okay, so the 29 cage is filled with 9875. This is something one learns in Killer Sudoku. That 29 can only be made up one way with 4 different digits. The 16 cage, I was going to say, if it doesn't have a 3 in it, maybe we can know what it is, but it might have a 3 in it. Gosh. Okay, I don't know what on earth we're meant to be doing. So the balls, these numbers aren't huge, 10. Like this is counting, let me just check the rules. This is counting the number of cells visited by each path. Well, the blue ball is going to have to visit a cell in each row, and that's 9 cells, absolute minimum. And therefore, what I deduce from the 10 here is that on its way down the puzzle, it can only go horizontally once. It's not allowed up. It must do either down or diagonal down every step. And it can go horizontal, it must go horizontally exactly once. And the blue is a region sum line. Is it going to have a 3-cell cage component? Not necessarily is my first viewpoint on that. Yeah, I just don't know. Okay, that's not necessarily a good place to start, annoyingly. Oh, sorry, there is some line I can draw, isn't there? Let's get the line tool going. Obviously, this green square can only be accessed from that cell in the row above. And the orange square can only be accessed, therefore, from that one. Red and blue could cross over. We're allowed to cross. I mean, okay, that didn't really get me very far. It does also tell me, in case I was wondering about it, that I can cross over there, because otherwise this just wouldn't work at all. Orange is going to have 12 segments, so it does quite a lot of horizontalizing. Red will horizontalize once. Red is always digits from 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 on the way down. And they both go through these areas. Ah, well, that's interesting. Red is going to have to go through this area and get a digit that is, 5 or higher. No, I thought if it was 6 or higher, that would start telling us something about the size. I don't know. Orange has to go through that area. And they all have to go through this area and then get into this, which implies there's an awful lot of paths. Oh, they're all going to use exactly one cell of each of these cages because they're not allowed to share cells, and there are only 4 cells in those cages. Right, so each ball is going to be represented once in each cage. That's quite strange. And whichever one uses this cell is going to have to come out diagonally. Ah, that's okay. That is interesting. There are 4 paths foraging off to the south from here. Does that mean all of these 4 cells are different colors? I don't think this cell can be used in the puzzle, because if it was, it would have to be used by a ball from this cage going that way to there. And even this, which is allowed 12 cells, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, maybe it could just get there. Okay, I'm going to try and rule out this cell instead. If this cell was being used, it would be by a ball that would then have to come into the 16 cage. Now blue is only allowed 1 sideways move. So blue can't come down there and go into that. It's too many cells. That's 11 cells. Green is an 11 cell thing. Well, they could come through there. Is that too many? Or is that okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That is okay. Okay, green could come round that side. Okay, it's very weird. I do think that I have to think about... Oh, I've also got some cages in the bottom row, 12 and 7. Are they any good? No. No, they're not. That means these add up to 26. That's not helpful. The 7 here isn't 3, 4, so it's 2, 5, or 1, 6. The 12 here. Oh, the 12 here has a 3 in it by Sudoku. Oh, that's interesting. So it's a 3, 9 pair. I don't think that's going to do much, is it? Box borders divide the blue path into segments with the same sum, and adjacent digits on the green path differ by at least 5. So the green path is not going to have a 5 on it. It's going to hit a high digit in this cage. It's going to go low, high, low, high, low, high, or the other way around, all the way down. One of these 2 digits is low and is not 3. One of them is high and is not 9. So the low one's not a 4. So the low one here is a 1 or a 2. That's not very interesting. Digits on the red path must be 5 or higher. I don't know. I don't know what to do. There's something about each one of these gets used by... What about straight diagonal paths? If blue... Oh, whichever hits this cell can't go down into these, can it? And whichever hits this one can't come from those. Because it would take up 2 cells in the box and not leave enough for the other balls. That's quite interesting. Whichever one hits this has to make 2 sideways moves at least. No, not necessarily. Even blue could hit it. And that must be 10 steps. Oh, that's so annoying. But it is interesting. It is interesting. So whatever this is must then move off into one of those cells. And so 2 of these are the same colour. But the 3 cells that get accessed here, I was going to say, are they not from those 4 colours here? It's not necessarily true. Because you could actually access this from round the corner. Thus not using one of these cells as an entrance point. I don't know, this is very hard to get a handle on, I'm afraid. I'm just going to have to do some thinking that I just haven't done at all about it. Green is an 11, so it's got 2 sideways moves on the way down. Red only has 1. Just wondering if I've missed any rules that are really important. One of these is red and one is blue. There are only the 4 available white cells here that they're coming through. How many white and yellow cells are there in total? We're not going to be filling every cell. We are meant to have 23, 33, 43 cells. This area is 7 by 6. That's 42 on its own. I know that it includes 3 bumper cells, so that reduces it to 39. Then there are 4 at the top with the balls in. That's 43, the number we're looking for. And then there are 8 more cells at the bottom that could be used. So there are 8 cells that will be unused on this table. I don't know, that's maybe worth a calculation. Maybe it's not. Red is a 10, so the trouble is with diagonal moves you could access anywhere on the grid virtually. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whatever comes through that is going to have to go diagonally down. if it goes diagonally that way, whatever is there is going to have to go diagonally to there. If it goes diagonally that way, whatever's there is going to have to go to here. Okay, I've got to sort of see what happens. If we go that way, this one goes there and must go down. This one must go right. It can't go back into the... And then this one is forced into this 2 side steps to get into the 16 cage. And therefore it must be green or orange if this path was to exist. I don't think it can be orange because that would need 5 side steps to get here. So this would have to be green. No, it wouldn't. Orange would only need 3 side steps to get here. So I can't rule that out. But orange has to get here. So if this was orange, it would have to be like that. I think literally that would have to be the orange path. And then red couldn't get out at all because it couldn't go into any of those cells. So that wouldn't work. If this path existed, it would have to be green. And then blue, this blue has to get out of where it is. To get here, blue can't use both of these cells, or green can't get to this cell. So to get to that cell, blue would have had to come from this cell and green from this cell. So this is all to put this is all to get this line into the grid. For that to be possible, we are very much fixated on this start. I mean, this is worth thinking about. These crazy pinballs. Now, green is going to have to come across and get its 2 side moves there and then go down to green. Blue, look, it's now got to do its side move immediately. It's 1 side move. And then it must go down. And blue is a region sum line. That might be worth thinking about at this point. Or green being a German whisper line. I don't know. These do look possible, just, don't they? But how is red going to work out? Red has to be a 10. I don't know. One of these 2 cells in the 16 cage is red and the other is orange. So whichever one is red or whichever one is there is going to have to go into that cell. Whichever one, it's the other ball that comes here and goes into that one. So this one will have to go there. Then it will have to go down. And then there, oh no, not there, sorry, I'm trying to go there. And this would have to be red, it couldn't be orange now. So that would be red to there to give blue a way out. And orange would have to come from there to here. I mean, it could do a side shimmy itself. No, it couldn't, because blue needs somewhere to get out. Wow. I mean, this could well be the right answer. Orange up to there. Red's done its only sideways move, so it has to go 1 row at a time up to the top. Oh, but it's still... oh, goodness, it's got to get into the other cage. Okay, that cannot work. Orange can never get into that cage, even though orange is allowed 3 sideways moves. It would have to come up the side and there would be too many sideways moves. So this is not the path that they traverse, and therefore What I've eventually proved, extensive line drawing, is that this line is not possible. So we revert, we go back to where that was suggested, and we say it's not that. Here we go, it's not that line, it must go from there to there. Whatever ball that is goes there. Now, that forces, well, does it force anything? And there's the problem, is that maybe it doesn't. Because this ball itself that we've got coming in here, that could be blue, green or red. I might not even be able to rule out orange at the moment from that one. Still, at least I've forced one thing. It was difficult. It was difficult to rule out that one. I don't know how you're meant to do it, but it was difficult. Now, from here, we could go east or southeast. If we went all the way east, that's kind of crazy talk, because that would require 3 sideways moves. Only orange would be allowed those, and orange can't get to that cell without 1 more sideways move. So this digit is not going out here. This one isn't either. That one isn't either. No, it's not. And that one definitely isn't. So this isn't being used. I could colour that grey. And this one is grey. That's not going to get used either. Oh, hang on. That is not quite so certain. Because from here to here, 1 sideways move, then there, second, a third, that could get through here. And only have done its 3 sideways moves that are allowed in the 12 total. This is so weird. 18 minutes in, I don't have a clue what's going on in the puzzle. I don't know when I'm going to find out what is, but not yet. Now, you can't get to that puzzle from either here. Sorry, you can't get to this cell from either here or here or there. So you've got to get to this. Oh, that's interesting. You can't get to it from these cells because they'd be different colours. And now you can't get to it from there. So you've got to get to it from here. So I've got a line there that I did not realise was coming. And that line is not allowed to go through these yellow cells. It's got to go up through the outside. I mean, it could take another sideways move. Well, let's give it a pink colour, something that we haven't actually used. That's got to go through there. Now, that can't be red, because that would take... Red's only allowed 1 sideways move because it's got a 10, and it would take at least 2 to get to there. And it can't be orange because that would take loads, and even though orange is allowed 3, there's too many sideways moves required. So this is blue or green. I mean, it's likely to be blue. Likely butters very few parsnips these days. And where's this going to get out? Obviously to there. Very obviously to there. So now I can draw a line there. Now I can get rid of that colouring because it's sort of obstructive. It's blue or green though, this one. What about this one? Can I now say this isn't red? This would only need 1 sideways move to get there. And then it could shoot down the diagonal to get to the... No, it can't, because it can't go through that cell. That's already occupied by an orange ball. So this can't be red. It would need a sideways move to get there. And then it would have to go straight down there, and it's not allowed through there. So, no. It's not red. It's not orange, because surely that needs too many. Just 3 sideways. Ooh, 3 sideways moves up there, but that would block off red. Yeah, it's not orange. This is blue or green as well. So these two lines are the blue and green lines between them. And this one is red or orange. And again, it's not orange because orange would block off red to get here. So it's red. This line is definitely red. I mean, I'm sorry if this is obvious. It's much harder for me than it is for you, I imagine. I find this incredibly difficult. Okay, well, but we're doing something now. Oh, this is really, I don't know. I was going to say, for this to be blue, blue would be occupying at least 3 cells in this box. And this one would be at least a 5. It would be very difficult for blue to achieve a single cell total further on in the puzzle. A single cell visit to a box. I mean, it would be possible. It would just be difficult. And one of these is blue and one is green. I mean, this is just weird. And this is a sideways step. So if it's green, it's one of only 2 sideways steps. If it's blue, it's the only one allowed. And that's red. These are red cells. I might as well colour them because they are blocking off other cells. This one is orange, obviously. I've only just worked that out. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I'm such a doofus. Let's colour these in their actual colours. Right, that's red. It must go through there, mustn't it? That cell has to be red to get red into there. I'm not saying it's a direct connection, but that one must be red. Orange from there, well, it could use any or all of these. But where's orange going next? It's got to be here. So that's a line I can draw. Red is going to come down into one of these 3. Orange is going to come into one of these 3. This bit of, that line is going to have to come down this side. Oh, that's absolutely plain now. Didn't see it. Right. Now, didn't we work out that that was really difficult to be blue? Blue is allowed 1 sideways move. So if that happened somewhere on this path, it can never hit the 16 cage. This can't be blue. It can't reach the 16 cage with only 1 sideways move. So this one is green. There we go. This one is blue. There's its only sideways move. Oh, look, it's only got 1 cell in this box. Oh, this is big news. This is big news for blue. Because it can't, oh, that's really, yeah, it's not going to visit this box again because it's got to go sort of directly. I mean, although it can't visit there and still get to blue. So it's got to take 3 cells in box 5. It literally can't get out of box 5 without touching each row. It's allowed no more sideways moves, and that is a big block. So this digit can't be 7 because that's a single cell of no more than 9. So this is the 5. There's my first digit in the puzzle after 25 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a 5. And it's going to add 2 more cells only in this box. And they're going to be 1 and 2 or 1 and 3. And this digit is going to be 8 or 9 accordingly. And now it can have 3 cells in this box that add up to 8 or 9. 3 in this box. One of them is going to be in this cage, I would assume. Well, yeah, it can't reach that one. In fact, which line can reach this cell without touching any of those? Orange. Nothing else can. That is an orange cell. and it must come through there because there's no other way. Now it could do a diagonal move there, but I do know that we've got a line there, which should be an orange line. Right, and that's orange. This one can't be blue because blue gets no more sideways. There's no way it's green. That is red. And that's interesting because then it's got to go sideways to... It's got to go sideways to get out. So that is red as well. Well, now I've got a huge problem. Now I've got a huge problem. Because what digit can get to this cell? Nothing. So I've done something wrong. Wow, I can't believe that. Can't believe that. I thought I'd understood the rules to this puzzle fully. So it was about this cell. How could that be blue or green? It just can't. Have I missed something recently? What is possible? Oh, orange there could go this way. That is what is possible. Yeah, that is possible. That is just possible. Okay, that's what I missed. Wow, I mean, that's hard. Okay, let's go back to the bit where I put in that line. And I must have said, where does this come out to? And said it must be here. But it doesn't have to go straight down. Okay, what I should have done at this point, I mean, I can still make my green and blue deduction because now now let's go back to this. Now I know a thing comes here and that can't be blue because it would need 2 sideways steps to get into the 16 cage. That's okay. So that one's green. This is fine. That one's green. That's green. These ones are blue. And all these deductions are fine. That one again is a 5. My first digit after 28 minutes now. This one is 8 or 9. Yeah, that's okay. Now, the issue is with this cell. What color can it be? It cannot... Well, it could be red. Except that would force orange to come out here and then file down here and never hit the yellow cage. So it can't be red. It can't be blue or green because they just can't get there. So it is orange, but it doesn't have to come from down here because then you can't, then this would have to be red. In fact, does this have to be red now? Yes. If it was blue, blue would take a second sideways step. It can't be green. That is red. This one also can't be green because it would block off blue, basically. No, it can't be green because green has to leave row 5 here. So that is blue. And that's blue. And this is green. Goodness me. I mean, this puzzle. Crazy times. Okay, this line, actually I should really make it blue, but it doesn't really matter. Now, the red line though, the red line has 1 sideways move. Oh look, we've just found it because it has to get out of here. My goodness, red is going to have to come round here. Oh, that's crazy. So the orange can come round here. Orange has just enough possible sidewayses to achieve that. Oh, goodness. Red only has 1 sideways, and that's there. So these join up. Orange, the only way, it's only allowed 3 sideways moves, and there's 1 here. It's going to need 2. Oh, no, it's only going to need 1 more minimum there. So, okay, orange has another thing to do. That's orange, by the way. That's blue. This must be green. What's going on with green? Green is going to have to come across here and use up its 2 sideways moves. So let's just fill this in as green. It's going to have to go there. It's got no other sideways moves, so it's going to go there. Don't know how it's going to connect up at the top. That's fine. Those are green. We're going to be able to do some numbers in this Sudoku soon. He predicted wildly. That's blue. Blue is finished. Let's do the blue line in blue. There we go. Lovely blue line. Orange. Well, orange doesn't, it's not because it can't do sideways moves, it's because it must go somewhere. That's all joined up at the bottom. Now, how many orange cells have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, there are only 2 more. Oh, that was 2 sideways moves, so we're only allowed 1 up here, but that's fine. That's exactly how many we have available. I just miscounted. Now, we don't know how green and blue join up. That's fine. We don't have to yet. They must join fairly directly. And here we go. Can we do some Sudoku now? Please. Right, these are 1, 2, or 3. That one can't be a 3. We've got this 9 sum, and this did, or 8, and that is therefore 8 or 9. And look, it's got a 3, 9 pair looking at it. So that's an 8. That's an 8. This is a 1, 2 pair in the central box. These 2 add up to 8 without using a 3. They're either 1, 7 or 2, 6. There are 3 cells up here, either there or there, that add up to 8. And I don't know much about them. This is a high, no, this is a high digit on the green line, which is the German whisper. It's not an 8 now. So that is 7 or 9. This is low. Not 3. This is high. 7 or 9. Can't be 6 or they'd both be 1s. This one is low. This one is high. I mean, this is, can't be 6 because both its neighbours would be 1s. Oh, this is meant to add up to 16. That's something I'd forgotten. Right. This digit is low. Not helping. 3 or 4 though. It can't be 1 or 2 because they're gone. Now, that must, it's touching 2 cells in the same column. So that's a 3 touching an 8, 9 pair. This is low, 1, 2 or 4. This is high and it can't be 9 or 8. This is 6 or 7. That's 1 or 2. Okay, this is looking good. This is looking good. This cage, oh, it's rubbish, isn't it? Oh, but all the red digits are high. They're all 5, 6, 7, 8 or 9. So that one is 7 or 9. This one is in the same box as a 5. That's not so helpful. Orange doesn't have any rules as far as I remember. It's the extra ball. It would be funny and entirely not funny if Blobs had left out a Dutch whisper rule for the orange line and just not mentioned it. Ah, this cell sees 5 and an 8, 9 pair. That is 7, and that finishes the cage with 9 there, 8 there. Right. 9 on the green, 7 on the red. I don't know, that's not. This is high, 5, 6 or 9. That's the same. This is high. I'm going to put the candidates in now. High-ish. Oh, 5, 7 or 9 there. Any possible high digit there. Almost any high digit here. No, not 9. Because of this pair. I mean, I do still wonder whether there's a rule missing for orange. 3, 8, 9, 7, 5 in this column. That is going to be high because we're going directly. So that is a 6. And it's got to have a 1 in one of these cells that is the green cell that the 6 can come to. Right, these digits are now a 5, 9 pair. Everything else in the box is 1, 2, 3 or 4. That's weird. Okay. This column, 6, 7, 5, 8, 9, everything else. Oh, this digit sees 6, 7, 5, 8, 9 in the column, 1, 2 in the box, 3 in the row. That's a 4. Naked single of strangeness. This is a 1 or 2 on the bottom. The second one of 1, 2 in the row. And this digit is the only place for 4 in the row. And that's not a 4. This is now a 1, 2 pair. And that's a 3, 4 pair. And I thought that was going to be doing something very conclusive. Now, what is this? Not 6, 8, 5, not a 1, 2, not 3 or 4. That is 7 or 9. This digit is now 8. That one is 6. This cage total comes into its own. 9 plus 1 would leave another 6 in the cage, not allowed, so that's a 2. And this is 5. And that rules 5 out of a number of cells, helpfully, perhaps. That 6 is ruled, 6 and 2 ruled out of there. Oh, and that means this pair is a 1, 7 pair to add up to 8. And that makes this a 2 in the same box, and this a 5. And that sorts out 9 and 5 at the top. Oh, this is brilliant. There's a 1, 2 pair in this column, so that's a 7. And this is now 9. That's an 8 in the column, that's a 9. This is 6 in the box, that's a 2. And the whisper rule makes this a 7. Oh, and I could have done that differently. We've got a 1, 6 pair in the box. This cannot now be a 6 or 7, 8 or 9, so that's a 5. That is not 8. We've got a 7, 9 pair. This group is a 1, 2, 4 triple. Oh, wow. This blue segment is going to need a 1 in it. But there's a 1 in one of those cells, so there's no 1 in these cells. Oh, hang on. This is not good. Oh, it's fine. It's fine. Both green and blue are going to need a 1. And it's the green one that we were marking that's in row 2. So the blue one is not in either of those cells because that's the green one. And you can't have another one in the same row. So it's in one of these two cells. There's a blue one. And therefore in the box, that's not a 1. And this is a 1, which is the green one. That is mad. Mad, mad times. But fast times at Ridgemont High. Right. There we go. That is done. Still don't know which way the blue path goes, but we've got most of the central columns done now. Good. In this row, we need a 5. That's there, and a 2, 8 pair, which are over here. That can't be 8, so this is a 7, 9 pair. 1, 3, 4 remain in the box. And there's a lot of cells up and down the grey on the left and right that I don't know if we're going to get enough information. Oh, that's a 2 in the row. This is a 1, 4, 6 triple. That's a 5, 8 pair. We know the order. And we're getting cells in the grey just as I start moaning about them. Good. This is 4, 7, 9 territory. 3, 8, 9, 2, 7. That can't be 2. This one is not 5, so the 5 in the column is there. This is 4 or 6. Now, is that in the 8 sum? It could be if it was a 1, 3, 4, 8 sum. Oh, there's no 5 in the 8 sum, so it is a 1, 3, 4, 8 sum. And this digit is 1, 3 or 4, and that one is 1, 3 or 4, but still don't know quite where it goes. That's not a 1. 8 and 2 are done here. 8, is that doing anything? No. There's an 8 in one of those two cells. Not enough information. 8, 3, 2, 5. So in this row, we've got a 1, 4 pair. So everything else is from 6, 7, 9. That gives me a 6, 7, 9 triple. And that digit is 1, 2, or 4 again. How is this all going to be resolved by low digits there? I seem to have high digits that I can't resolve. Have I forgotten a rule? Oh, the blue, no, the blue is going to get done. Oh, the whisper. Can that be a 7? That's probably the question. Because this would be 1 and that would be 2. Oh, it looks all right. This can't be a 4 sitting next to an 8. That's probably quite important. That means one of these, it means this is a 4, and these are a 1-3 pair. This is not a 4. 4 is placed in the box. Yeah, the whisper. If that's a 4, this is a 9. Oh, look what happens then. If that's a 4 and 9, that's a 3. And now these are both 1s. Oh, vicious. So that's a 2. 4 here. Not 4 here. It may not be that gets me a lot done immediately, but it's clearly an important step. This is not a 1 anymore. This is 4 or 6. Wow, this has been an adventure, but it's pretty hard. The only place for 8 in the top row seems to be there. What about 7? That's not as conclusive. Now, that's the only place for 8 in row 2, and that's much more important because now we know that's not on the blue. Let's do the blue line finally. Look at that. We've finished off all our pinball lines at the absolute death. That must be a 4 going with a 1-3 pair. And now, this digit is not a 1, and this one is not a 3, and that's quite important. 9, that's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spotlight, proving its position. We did get a 7 there in the end. This is a 4, that's a 6. This is 1, 4, 5, 9, 1, 8, 3, 2, 6, 7. That one is a 7 and then a 2, 6 pair. 7 and 9, 7 and 9, 1 and 3. Not sure what's going on there. This row maybe. We need a 5. That goes here. Last 5 in the grid. This is 1 or 3 because it can't be 4. And that gives me a pair in the top row, and that's starting to sort stuff out. Lots of stuff that's sorting out. Hurrah! Lots of stuff, and that's another 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spotlight, proving its position. This is a 6. That's not what I need. What I need is to sort out 7 9s. How am I going to sort out these 7 9s? Because of the rows. The rows are all rows 5 and 6. That's how I'm going to do it. 7 9 there. 7 9 at the top. And there we go. What a fantastic puzzle by Blobs, as always. 44 minutes. Took me 28 minutes to properly place the first digit, and then half that time to finish the puzzle after that. Goodness me. And one sort of brain glitch about the oranges. Had to tilt the machine a bit to understand how to fix that. Fabulous stuff. Thank you so much, Blobs. And thank you for watching, as always, on the channel. A pleasure to be with you. Hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.